this meeting?
Well, you know, we knew going into the meeting that judgment calls by contest officials are not reviewable or reversible, and no protests are allowed. But you know, from the very beginning, you know, my standpoint is you know, there's not going to be an appeal, but proposals are certainly you know, welcome in this Board of Trustees and the Executive Committee. Certainly wants to listen to it. You know, I took extensive notes about what Coach Campbell said. I understand what his concerns are, and you know, we'll begin immediately going and looking at the points that he made and comparing things with how it is that we do things and try to determine whether there need to be changes.
Peach County's argument, Coach Campbell's argument, I should say, was that he's not appealing a judgment call. In fact, he's appealing an interpretation of a rule. What do you guys have to say about that?
I think that it's a judgment call. I think the things that are brought up are, I mean, this is a difficult time. It's a passionate time for everybody involved. I understand exactly where Coach Campbell is coming from.
But as far as this game is concerned, it's over.
It is, yes.
So does that mean you won't consider letting them play the last 3 minutes, or that's still under discussion?
That's never been a consideration.
Or co-champion?
That's never been a consideration.
Is it normal? Is it normal? He offered to show you guys video of the officials and the way that they went about handling their business on that play. Nobody raised their voice to want to see that video. Is that a normal process, or is that not very normal for you guys?
Well, I don't think that we were here to review video. I mean, we'd have been, if he wanted to show it to us, then he certainly could. I think that probably everybody in this room has seen the play thousands of times.
So you believe that the official interpreted the rule of a catch correctly?
I'm not here to talk about the call. I can tell you that the judgment calls made by contest officials are not reviewable or reversible. I do know that. And I know that no protests or appeals are allowed under the provisions of the National Federation of High Schools and the Georgia High School Association. And that's what my concern has to be.
So now that you've heard his proposal, what are the possible options, I guess, moving forward?
Well, I think that we can address his concerns, and they're legitimate concerns, and I think we can see what his proposals, concerns are, compare them with what we do currently. You know, I certainly think that, you know, our officials are trained very well. You know, they go to camps, they have to go to special camps in order to be eligible for the postseason and these type of things. You know, they do film work every single week. They're evaluated by our evaluators. You know, we appreciate our officials. As a matter of fact, you know, we could use more officials. And so, you know, those sorts of things that, you know, I feel pretty good about. But we'll certainly address every one of the concerns that he's brought up and see if it's something that we can do to be better.
One thing he brought up that other coaches in other sports have brought up is officiating in championship rounds, that it doesn't seem to be the right team. It seems like it's mixed and matched, and there's always been, you know, charges of some favoritism maybe in the process. Is that something high on your list of who does the crew instead of splitting it up, having more people together that have worked together? Because he brought that up a number of times.
Well, I think what the goal of all that is to get the best officials. As far as, you know, those officials are evaluated and ranked as the year goes by, and I sat through the process as we prepared for the postseason to see, because I'll be honest with you, I had some of those same concerns. You know, I think the process is a good one. You know, those district coordinators get in, they look at film on all of these officials, they are ranked, and that's how they are assigned to those games. And you know, I think that anytime you evaluate officials and you look at film and try to determine what the best ones you know, are to do the big games, you want your best officials in the big games. And you know, sometimes it may not be that entire crew that work together all year long. There may be some officials that maybe their mechanics aren't as good. They're in a different place developmentally than some of those others. But, you know, that's something that we're already doing, is taking a look at what the process was, and our officials associations, they do a great job with that. You know, they continue to self-evaluate and do that, and we'll look and see what we need to do moving forward.
In other topics, have you seen any video or anything on the post-game activities from Rome and Warner Robins?
I have some video.
Or is there any action going to be taken? Is there anything that you saw that's you know, that you can discipline?
I have not. I have not seen anything yet because I've not had a chance to view it.
Okay, but you have some video. You just haven't got a chance to look at it yet.
I got it.
Where were you in the middle of all that when it happened?
I was in the middle. We're trying to do an award ceremony. It was unfortunate.